what does Benfica have to do to win against Sporting?
Yeah, that's an easy question. So to play a very good game. So first of all, we are happy to play at home again because it's a long time ago. We had 3 away matches, and I think it's also good after a game you lost and you were disappointed. I think that's a good thing in football. There's always a next upcoming match, and especially when it is at home against Sporting, of course, it's a great opportunity to show up again. And that Sporting plays a very good season, so they won almost everything, 1 draw. But like you said, so with a win we are first, so that says everything. So when they play a great season and we play also a good season, and of course in the direct duels, they are very important. We know also from last season, both matches against Sporting were very good football games. At the end, both games a draw, and so of course our goal on Sunday is to play a top game, to show a very good reaction, and to win the game.
Paiva for TVI and CNN Portugal. Most of your biggest duels here in Portugal last season were against Porto. At the end of the season, you fought against Porto for the title. And you even made that infamous joke about Porto being the most important games for Benfica. How do you see Sporting right now for the long haul in this championship, and not only this championship, all the competitions in Portugal? Do you see them as real contenders to win it all here in Portugal this season?
Yeah, I think Sporting, Porto, Braga, so all these teams are very good, and of course these teams always have the quality to go for titles. So I think last season Sporting didn't start well in the season. They lost too many points at the beginning, but nevertheless I think they were always competitive, and they were always difficult to play. This season they started completely different. I think they always kept all the players together. They have a new striker, is doing very well from the start, and so I think is a very balanced team. They are with the same coach. They are used to play with each other. So of course it's a good team, like Porto and Braga as well. So I think we are in a hard competition in all the Portuguese competitions. So I expected what happens at the moment in the league.
Mr. Schmidt, Artur Teixeira from Sport TV. In the last press conference after the game against Real Sociedad, you said that the team wasn't ready, wasn't prepared for the match. You also assumed that it was your fault. How are you preparing this game against Sporting?
Yeah, of course, it's my responsibility. So I think to prepare the team in all the important topics is my responsibility. So it's tactical wise, is the physical part, is the mental part, and of course, if actually we expected what happened in Real Sociedad. So when you analyze the games of Real Sociedad, what happened with us could also happen with Inter Milan, could happen with Barcelona. It was exactly the same. They started very, very sharp with a lot of chances. The difference between these matches and our match was that they were very efficient. So they used the 2 first moments to score goals. And actually we knew it before, but nevertheless, in my opinion, maybe we were not 100% prepared for that. And then of course I always think about, okay, what could we do maybe different in our approach. But that was this game, and on the other hand, we have another situation in the Portuguese league. So now we have a top game on Sunday. Is a big chance for us, of course. Of course, there's some pressure as well. So for us, for them. So and I think how I know my team from the past, from the last season, how they fought also in difficult moments at the end of last season to become a champion. How they already won this season in an important game against Porto, the Supertaça. So I think under pressure we showed very good performances, and so my players, they are not perfect, but they are always very motivated and they have a very good attitude. So I believe 100% in my player and also in our complete group. So I think we all were very frustrated and disappointed after the match against Real Sociedad. But already yesterday, I felt a very positive vibe in our group, very self-criticism, unhappy with the performance, and so we are ready to prepare today and then tomorrow the day in a perfect way, and then we play a top game, and we try to show also our fans, because that's also important that our fans feel from the start that we are ready to fight also this season for the championship.
Schmidt, Claudio Constantino, CMTV. We saw Benfica playing in a different style on the last 3 games. You won the first 2 when we're losing by 3 at the 21 minutes against Real Sociedad. The game against Real Sociedad was the end of this formation for Benfica, and I want to ask you if you had more time to analyze these first minutes of that game. What happened for Benfica to suffer that 3 goals too early on that game?
Well, I have a lot of questions. So I think I already explained a little bit the story of the game against Real Sociedad. I think the beginning was not bad. So until the 12 minutes, it was an open game with 1 set pieces, second ball for them, and 1 missed pass of Tino. That were 2 chances of Real Sociedad. They haven't had anything else. So it was not like that was easy mistakes of us, and they showed efficiency. And then of course we lost a little bit the connection, the togetherness, and also the stadium was there, and they had so much confidence in this moment that we missed the next 20-25 minutes completely, everything we talked about. After the halftime, I think we did it well, so it was a different game, but it was too late to change the result. So the second question, or the beginning of your question, was the back 3. So in my opinion, it was not a question of back 3. Look to the first 2 goals. I think has nothing to do with the back 3. If you see the third goal, there was no support for the fullback in this situation, 1 against 1, and they could score. So these things can happen if you play with a back 4 or with a back 3. So in my opinion, it was not crucial in this match. It was more the story of the game, and then that we lost the nerves and a little bit our strategy. So that's why I think we have to think about tomorrow what is the best approach. I already explained why I think both formations are options, but at the end I think we can play in both formations the same football. It's a question of how we put it into practice.
Bom dia. We understand you are putting the blame on you, but my question is straightforward. What are you missing? What are you missing?
I already answered now a few times the same question. So I took the responsibility. So that's what I always do, because I'm the coach. So I'm responsible for everything. How we train, how we play football, how is our culture in the group. I am responsible for everything, and of course I'm also responsible if we are not playing good football and we lose games. So, but that's part of football, that you lose games. So I haven't thought when I renewed my contract that we now win all the titles until 2026. So I think we have to work very hard, like last season, for each single title. But even when you are struggling in one competition like we did in Champions League is not a shame. You know, we play against very good teams. Look to Inter Milan, how they play also in the Serie A. Real Sociedad is for me one of the top teams at the moment in Europe. So if they can keep this condition and all the players stay healthy, I think they are able to play a top season also in Champions League. So we were not on our top level in this moment, but that's part of football. So I think what we have to do is to look forward, to accept, to be professional, to work hard, and to show a good reaction in the upcoming match. That's what you always have to do, and we are far away from losing our confidence and our conviction. So we are completely close in our group and together, and we will win in the next years. I hope a lot of titles.
Se és novo por aqui e ainda não subscreveste o nosso canal, subscreve o nosso canal, ativa o sininho das notificações para não perderes nenhuma das notícias do nosso glorioso Benfica. Um abraço a todos.